Now, ladies and gentlemen, for our next exciting panel, we discuss fostering mental resilience, continuous learning, and personal growth. To take us through this session, please welcome to the stage Mohammad Dkaidik, the Marketing Global Innovation Manager at L'Oreal. Along with him is Abdullah Aisheh, a professional motorbike racer for A&B Motorsport. And with him is Omar Itani, the founder and general manager at FabricAID. Along with him as well is Haifa Beseisso from Fly with Haifa, and your moderator, Dalia AbuHassan, a diplomatic protocol advisor.
Haifa, sit at the end. Yes, please. Thank you. Good afternoon, everyone.
This should not be. فإحنا كيف بدنا نحل هذا الموضوع؟
Is it working?
It's working.
Good afternoon, everyone, and welcome to today's session on building mental fortitude and a winning mindset. Thank you for being here. In an ever-changing world, the ability to cultivate mental resilience and a growth mindset has never been more crucial. Whether in business, sports, or content creation, mental fortitude allows us to tackle setbacks, stay focused, and continue evolving in the face of challenges. Today, we are joined by an exceptional panel of individuals who have each built their own path to success and have unique insights into how they developed mental resilience along the way. Our discussion today will explore how they stay grounded and push forward even when things get tough. Let's dive straight into the conversation and start with you, Mohammad. In the fast-paced world of global marketing, mental fortitude is crucial. How do you personally stay resilient when facing setbacks, especially in the competitive and constantly evolving beauty industry? And what advice would you give to young professionals about developing mental fortitude?
Thank you. So first of all, I'm super happy. I'm super proud to share this stage with super talented mates that are with me right now. So I think it's one of my favorite topics, let's say, because it's very dear to my heart. I think we have all been in a moment that we were lost, and we never knew where to go. But what's really important is to take it as an opportunity to revamp and to reinvent yourself and to see how you can go even further. So today I'm working in the consumer goods. The consumer goods, it's a very competitive environment. We have innovations on the rise. The competition is super fierce. The consumer are becoming more and more and more demanding. And here, I think resilience is the name of the game. We have to become resilient. We have to become ambitious, but also look up forward how we can innovate, recreate, and reshape the future. So personally, how I can become resilient, right? And I think what I do usually, I take feedback as a gift, rather than taking feedback as a criticism. And this is very important, is to digest it, understand it, reflect, and see how you can go forward even. Second thing, being resilient, you have to be balanced, because sometimes you isolate yourself, right? And you see that you really don't want to expose yourself to the world. But I think what's really important first, to have a mentorship that you can talk to, ask questions, really take some feedback to see how you can go further, right? And second thing is to have solid, let's say, ambitious individuals with you. Because we always say that alone you can go fast, but together you can go far, right? And to answer you, to come back to your question about what would I say to the young professionals, I would say the first thing is really learn, be humble, accept feedback, and this is very, 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 really very important. Embrace change. Go out of your comfort zone, and this is the most important thing, that to go out of your comfort zone, because this is where growth comes. And finally, and I'm speaking of myself, this is what I learned, honestly, is to celebrate the journey rather than the results. because we always tend to celebrate the results, right? And we define our success with the results, but it's really important to celebrate every single step.
Thank you. Staying ahead always requires continuous learning. How do you cultivate a growth mindset both for yourself and your team?
For me, I think growth, it's a mindset, right? And it's to have the positive attitude by doing. So I look at it in 3 pillars. The first pillar is learning by doing. So you have to try. Those who don't try, don't innovate. And for me, trying is the first step. So you really have to try. You really have to learn from trying. So the first step, for example, with my team, what we do is we have the test and learn culture, and we call it test and learn is the new perfection. And what we do, we learn, but we step back and we build a framework from our failures, how to go further. Because this is a very important, crucial point is, okay, we failed, but how we can grow, how we can go even the extra mile the next time. But this need to be really framed and to look not why it happened, but how can I really improve and optimize it. So I think this is the first important thing. Second thing is surround yourself with smart people. And when I say smart people, don't be the smartest person in the room because you're in the wrong room. And this is super cliche, as I live in Paris, but the reality is, if you are the smartest person in the room, you're not out of your comfort zone, you are not learning, you are not investing in yourself. And third thing, continuous learning. You really have to learn, read. I think Instagram and TikTok is a very important tool. Today we look at it in a different ways. Either you can be a consumer, that you look and in reels that is not very important to your, let's say, career, but then the algorithm is super strong that once you put #motivation, you find like plenty of videos that you can motivate yourself. But what I want to say that today there is no excuse for learning, right? So you have to learn. And finally, network, be visible. Network is your net worth. And networking also is part of the growth mindset and having the positive attitude.
Thank you, Mohammad. That's a powerful perspective. Abdullah, in motorbike racing, you must constantly stay and perform under intense pressure.
I can use the mic.
Yes.
Thank you.
Abdullah, in motorbike racing, you must constantly stay ahead of the curve and perform under intense pressure. What are the key mental strategies you employ to stay focused and motivated?
Thank you so much. First of all, I would like to thank you and thank Mrs. Khulud Al-Amyan for giving me this opportunity to be here now on the stage between you guys and to share our experience and our goals together. أنا شايف المعظم موجودين عرب فبحب أتكلم بالعربي مشان توصل الفكرة أكثر. بالنسبة للأشي اللي بعمله هو سباق الدراجات النارية، محترف سباقات دراجات نارية. بلشت من عمري 12 سنة. أنا من الأردن مقيم بالإمارات حالياً. بالنسبة لي كانت رياضة الدراجات صعبة بالأردن لعدم توفر الدراجات بالأردن وكانت ممنوعة بهذه الوقت. بس كان في ناس من أصحابي يدعموني كانوا جايبين دراجة من برا فكان بقدر أسوقها وكان عندي مزرعة. صراحة ضليت أسوق أتدرب بما إنه كانت ممنوعة يعني ممنوع أي حدا يسوق بالشارع يعني إذا حدا شافك بالشارع إنه أنت عامل مصيبة. فضليت من وقتها يعني از هوبي كانت إنه كل ويكند أسوق وكل ما يجي على بالي أسوق بالويكندز بالعطلة. أمي كانت شوي ما ترضى إني أسوق بايكس لأنه شوي خطرة. عندنا مجتمعنا العربي الدراجات الأهل بشوفها شيء خطير وما برضوا إنه أولادهم يسوقوا. فمن هذاك الوقت لصار عمري تقريبا 22 ضليت ورا هذا الإشي. شفت إنه عندي حب لهاي الشغلة. كنت أتابع ناس بهذا المجال أكبر مني هم متسابقين محترفين من أنحاء العالم. شوي شوي بلشت تنفتح رياضة الدراجات بالأردن كشركات انسمحت الدراجات بالأردن. شوي أنا هون تحمست. تقريبا في حوالي 5 شركات فتحوا عنا بالأردن. حكوا معي أكثر من شركة إنه حبوا يستضيفوني. أنا بالأردن شوي كنت معروف بهاي الشغلة كمتمرس، لأنه من زمان من أنا صغير كنت أسوق، فإجاني أكثر من أوفر صراحة من الشركات، فهذا الإشي حفزني إنه أضلني بالموضوع. اشتغلت بشركة دروز موتورز بالأردن، وهم الشركة شافوا عندي سكيلز، ويعني كان عندي مهارة حلوة بالدراجات بما أني بلشت بكير كتير، فحبوا إنه يدعموني ويطوروا من السكيلز الموجودة عندي. فهذا الإشي أعطاني بوش كتير كبير. صار يصير في ريسز بالأردن، لوكال ريسز، أي ريس أفوز أنا مغمض. فصراحة يعني كان إشي كتير حلو إنه أشوف إني عم بفوز وعم بتقدم. صار يجيني سبونسر من الأردن، ريد بول جوردن كانوا أكبر سبونسرز لإلي بالأردن، ودروزة موتورز أكيد اللي هي KTM، هي أستريان براند. الحمد لله يعني شوي شوي بلشت تتطور الأمور معي. فجأة يعني من هون من قبل 3 سنين وقفت السباقات بالأردن، ما كنت قادر أعمل إشي. قررت إنه أجي على الإمارات بما إنه معظم السباقات كانت بالإمارات تصير ودول مجلس التعاون. حبيت أنتقل للإمارات، هون في فرص أكثر، في سباقات إيفنتس أكثر، فهذا الإشي طورني بزيادة. شاركت بطولتين عالم بسنة 2022، أول مرة جبت مركز سادس من أصل 40 متسابق. سنة 23 السنة الماضية جبت المركز الرابع بفارق نقاط بسيطة يعني عن البوديوم. فالإشي اللي عملته صراحة كتير كبير كان بالنسبة لي. وحاليا لسه عم بشتغل على حالي أكتر، عم بتدرب أكتر، متواجد بدبي. في أكتر من حلبة رسمية، مو مثل عنا بالأردن ما في حلبة رسمية. فهذا الإشي دائما بحفزني، بطورني إنه أعطي قد ما عندي وبوش يور ليميتس للآخر عشان أقدر أجيب نتيجة منيحة.
And what advice would you give to aspiring athletes on building mental resilience? شو النصيحة؟
النصيحة صراحة يعني بحب أحكي إنه لكل شخص عنده شغف بالإشي اللي بيعمله إنه يحط جولز دائما. جولز إنك تقدر ما تكون مستحيل إنك توصلها، لا إنه تكون مستحيلة، تتعب على حالك عشان تقدر توصلها. تشتغل على حالك أكتر، تتدرب أكتر، بدك تضحي أكتر. صراحة يعني الإشي اللي بعمله مو إشي سهل. لازم تلتزم بالجيم، لازم تاكل هيلثي فود قبل كل سيزن. فدائما الواحد لازم يشتغل على حاله أكتر، يحيط نفسه بالناس اللي أشطر منه، دائما ياخذ النصيحة منهم مشان يقدر يتطور أسرع، ما ياخذ منه وقت أكتر. فيا هدول الأشياء اللي بنصح الناس فيهم.
Thank you. Omar, as someone who leads a social enterprise, I imagine you face unique challenges too. How do you maintain mental fortitude when facing setbacks in your field?
ما بعرف إذا ماشي الصوت واضح مش واضح. رح أجرب المايك لكن. أول شيء thank you for giving me the opportunity to be here. Definitely a social enterprise is a challenging venture by itself, and running a social enterprise in a challenging country becomes an even more sophisticated thing to deal with. We started in Lebanon in 2018, and the revolution started in 2019, and then we expanded to Jordan, where the situation in Gaza started, and Jordan became quite complicated, and now we are going into the Egyptian market with the devaluation of the currency. So we have a challenging business, and the ethos of our business is to operate in challenging countries, because the aim of what we do in FabricAID is basically to help marginalized communities get decent clothing at extremely affordable prices. So we follow where marginalized communities actually reside and live. Due to the challenging type of the business, throughout the journey from 2018 till now 2024, every year we had a good reason to quit. And in many cases, the logical decision would have been to quit it. For us, the resilience and the passion to continue in the business does not come in my interest in the field or in I really care less about fashion. I I have no interest in this field. Even in recycling, it's interesting, but I'm not that interested in it. I don't do it because I like the field. I don't do it because I have so much attachment to this company in particular. I can start another company tomorrow. The reason why we do it because we believe that the problem that we are trying to fix is a problem that is worth every bit of effort. It's worth the struggle. So for us, my personal resilience and the resilience of the FabricAID team comes from having an utter belief in what we are doing and the importance of what we are doing.
Leading a social enterprise also means balancing impact with sustainability. Growing an organization and scaling its impact is important, but can be overwhelming. What practices help you stay mentally grounded and focused on long-term goals throughout this?
So definitely a social enterprise, especially at the size of FabricAID. We have more than 100 employees and a couple of hundred daily workers. There's hundreds of thousands of dollars in payments that we need to do on a monthly basis. So we need to make sure that we have enough sales that we are generating in order to pay our salaries and our rents. And at the same time, we are a company that today helps in providing warmth to north of 250,000 Arabs every year. Having this decision, do we increase prices by 10 cents and we can afford this expansion or this business opportunity? Or no, we don't increase those 10 cents, and it's usually a decision of literally cents that makes all the difference and can have quite an impact on the business and on the communities we tend to serve. This is usually a decision that we don't personally take inside the company. We have board of directors, independent auditors, our impact partners, whether they are UN agencies or development charities. We take such decisions together. And honestly, this is what keeps the balance within the company. We don't it's a huge problem that we are trying to solve. We are trying to help 77 million Arabs to get warmth. And if we think that this responsibility falls on the team, the 100-something team members of FabricAID, will be swiftly overwhelmed. So to keep ourselves in balance and check, we surround ourselves with partners, investors, shareholders, stakeholders that check our decisions, support us in our strategy, and work with us and walk with us the path. There's so many organizations that come to my mind that really provided support for us during the toughest periods. From them, I can mention Al-Fanar, I can mention UNICEF, I can mention WAMDA. A lot of organizations have helped us stay sane.
Thank you so much, Omar. Thank you. Haifa, you've built a successful platform in the content creation space, which has its unique set of challenges, and in a world that constantly measures people by numbers, how do you ensure this does not affect your mental health?
That's an excellent question. Let me start by saying Assalamu alaikum. Ahlan wa sahlan, everyone. So beautiful being here, and I always, by the way, love these panels because I do learn a lot from the fellow panelists I'm with. So yeah, our field of work is very number-based. It kind of looks like, sometimes it feels like a video game. It's like there's this creator and they have this amount of numbers. So it's very easy to get like pulled into that game where you're, oh my God, is my self-worth the number of followers that I managed to have? So I learned a lot to evaluate for my own self what success means to me. And I'm a very ambitious person, so that took a lot of inner work and also independence. And I like to learn from the beautiful people that I meet, whether in events like this, that have a bit more traditional meanings of success, and also from tribes and elders, what to you was success after all that time. And for me, I developed my own meaning of success. While I do want to reach my ambitions and goals, I want to make sure to have a fabric of a good human, where my success could be calling my mother on a very busy day, asking her to pray for me, pausing a little bit and saying hello to somebody. And that raises my own self-worth, where if my numbers are not like, booming because it's a certain season and I'm focusing on something, I still trust myself, because then I can be consistent and I can stand back on my feet anytime. And I was just sharing with the fellow panelists, we got into like a bit of a deep discussion after, with everything happening in the Arab world. You can build something and then something can go. So having a consistent trust of self, and that you can always build again. And I'm personally inspired by Steve Jobs, how he built something huge and then he built something else and came back and built it. So it's more consistent. So yeah, taking care of yourself and ensuring some inner love, that good juice. It's more than just a hashtag, it goes far. Yeah.
Thank you. And what does creating for legacy mean to you as opposed to creating for likes?
Legacy versus likes. What does that mean to me? I found that creating for likes can feel a little desperate and short-term. You can have a great video and it can boom and it can have a lot of likes and views. But what is the seed that you are actually planting? What is the long-term vision? How are you touching people's hearts? I found that some of my best videos is when I actually had the courage to step a little back, reflect and think. I got a beautiful idea and then I did it. And then these things that feel like a legacy. First of all, what is a legacy? It's something that's coming from, I think each one of us sitting here is important and has their own imprint in their heart. No one is here by chance, we're alive, therefore we are great. And finding that, reflecting on it, and then having the courage to plant it is what will serve us a lot. It's very easy to get stuck into comparison and likes and all of that, but then that takes us away from why we're truly here. And no matter what we're doing, it can be applied. Like even if there's a barista and they're like, I want to make the best coffee for people and make sure to serve it with great energy and a smile, boom, that's it. That's yours. So I found that in the videos that I've created, when I took a few steps back, they're the ones that people until today, even after years, if I meet them in the street, they're like, oh, you did the Married to Life video, that crazy video when you ran across Dubai in a wedding dress? I'm like, yeah, I got married to life. So things like that go very far. While if I did a trending video, and even if it got like 500,000 views, it's like, yay, it's nice for my ego. But what did people remember after years and years? So that's what matters.
Thank you. Thank you so much, Haifa. Thank you all for your time and wisdom. Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Super nice.
Nice talk.
Super nice.